honestly, we have too much work, madam. We work seriously, and Kaizer Chiefs, I promise you in the future we'll come back.
The Betway Premiership action resumes. This evening, we have a whole host of fixtures. The main fixture being Kaizer Chiefs at home at the FNB Stadium. They take on SuperSport United. It is not the only fixture on offer today. Out in Limpopo, it is a derby. Rise and shine. Take. Of course, when you look at teams that now need to ensure that they keep on with that great momentum that they've had, you look at the Rockets, TS Galaxy, and their formidable form in the league. Of course, now they weren't able to put it in there with regards to the Nedbank Cup, but nevertheless, they'll be hoping to get one over Stellenbosch Football Club. It doesn't end there because there's still another fixture out in the mother city. Athlone Stadium is the perfect backdrop for this fixture. Cape Town City at home up against Chippa United, and Cape Town City that needs to now start ensuring that they get the right momentum that they need. Well, a very good evening to you and a warm welcome.
Nevertheless, they'll be hoping to get one over Stellenbosch Football Club. It doesn't end because there's still another fixture
that you
out
have
in the
best
mother
seat
city.
in the
Athlone
house
Stadium
with
is the
regards to
perfect
the action.
backdrop
Of course, it is
for
the
this
main
fixture.
feature,
Cape Town
the main
City
fixture
at
that we'll
home
have
up
live on the World
against
of Champions
Chippa United, and
other
Cape Town
fixtures
City
will be live on our streaming platforms. I'm joined by Dikgang Mavalani, DK, and Stanton Stega Fredericks. I think when we look at the main fixture that we have, Dikgang, you've got two teams that are on contrasting ends when it comes to the form guide. You've got a Kaizer Chiefs that needs to build on that good momentum that they have, and a SuperSport United where it looks like a downward spiral. Good evening.
Evening, Lerato. Thank you. Yes, indeed. I think when you look at both teams, I mean, they haven't been consistent. It goes for both of them. One is looking to solidify a place maybe in the top 8, which is SuperSport, who didn't start well. I mean, this is a team that, you know, hasn't really got off to a good start. I mean, the first half of the season, unlike SuperSport, you know, when you look at their standards, expectations are high as well. This is a top 5, top 3 team, you know, Stiga.
Got a feel for SuperSport, you know. Gavin Hunt has been very vocal about the situation of not a lot of quality in the squad, the use of a lot of youngsters. But I tell you what, it's a team that's really coming together. I think the acquisition of Lebogang Mabue has been massive for SuperSport United. Machaman on the sidelines, when he comes back, I think he'll solidify that midfield. But I think it's the defense that was really a problem in the first situation. I think he's going with a back three now that he's Gavin Hunt. It's starting to look a little bit more solid, but up front is the real problem. Only 7 goals in a number of games, you know, so far this season. So that is obviously a way you address the situation. Brought in Sile, brought in Norkovic, and it's slowly starting to bear fruit. So it's a Kaizer Chiefs that's coming up against the SuperSport United that is on the ascendancy.
True that, and of course they'll be meeting for the 3rd time in this season, and of course they want to ensure that they avenge the defeat in the league, and that is for Kaizer Chiefs, a team that is fresh from a very big victory in the Nedbank Cup over Chippa United. Coach Nazruddin Nabi believes that the synergy is starting to come together.
Yeah, it's also, you look at the players they've brought in, I think solid players. I mean, Sorinho in the picture there, who scored a brilliant goal, you know, so it's good to see him getting his form back as well. But however, I think Chiefs hasn't been consistent in a sense that when I looked at their record, the performing record this season, they haven't won 2 games in a row. That is the league. You know, it's a concern when you think about it. I mean, the lineup is solid. It hasn't changed much, but we see some of the acquisitions, of course, getting a study. Birth in the starting lineup. I mean, the likes of Lilepo, you see, you know, a Morris there starting up front. So in terms of goals, they're serious about that.
Nabi, the forced change with Samgelo Zwane being suspended. Of course, it makes way for Yusuf Mark to come into that midfield. Bradley Cross is another one that comes in place of Happy Mashian.
A solid looking lineup there. You mentioned Mark coming in. He'll play alongside Tele. I think they did have that combination against Stellenbosch. So that's a combination that will look to work. And this is what the coach will be looking for. You spoke about the spine, Lerato, and that is a very important part of the spine. Who will have a proper connection in the middle of the park? There will it be Tele and Mark? Will it be Zwane? He's going to play with 1-6. Will it be a double 6? So looking forward to that, how that is going to pan out. But it's a Kaizer Chiefs that has also bolstered their side. We're talking about Lilepo's got a goal already. Tele looking better every game he plays. He's getting minutes under his belt. Came on as a substitute. After that, started 2 games, so that's going to bode well for Kaizer Chiefs. And I think Morris really giving them some sort of reference up front.
For Matatanta Apitori, a team that needs to start getting a lot of points. Of course, this is a team that has been winless in their past 6 league games. They got a victory in the cup game, but they were stretched by a team in the Motsepe Foundation Championship. They were talking about the lack of quality, and now the cracks are starting to show.
Yeah, quality in a sense that, Mabue there, we saw him in the picture as well. I think it's a good, acquisition from them. He's a quality player. So a few players coming in. But talk about form, I think SuperSport can do better. I mean, this is a team that Gavin has been inconsistent in terms of his starting lineup. It changes all the time, especially at the back. They haven't settled well. Up front, of course, Nokovic, Saile comes on. In terms of goals, we spoke about 7 goals. This is a team that scored less than Magesi. Magesi is fighting relegation. So, that says a lot about where they are in terms of, attack.
The changes made by coach Gavin Ndebele comes in, and Uspesihle Ndlovu. We're talking about the number of goals, and we've seen players cross the floor, move to the other team. Whether you want to look at a Morris from SuperSport United, Kaizer Chiefs, he's starting. Christian Saile, you get the feeling that this is the game that he'll be looking at to say, I really want to make my name for SuperSport United against my former side.
Yeah, 100%. And the last time out in this very fixture, it was Tashreeq Morris that scored the goal against Kaizer Chiefs. But it came after missing 2 open chances, So that just shows you the quality of the boy. And this is probably where the scouting team and Coach Nabi said, this is the striker that we need in our team. Today he comes up against his ex-team that really gave him a lease of life. He was without the team after leaving Skokuna. That is Tashreeq Morris for at least a season. Came back, spent 6 months. You then move to Kaizer Chiefs, one of the biggest teams in the country. So he must be one of the happiest players and most confident players now, because after 6 months, making the move where you were out in the cold, I think that's just massive for the player. We've seen his impact. I'm still going to give him the goal against Amazulu, even though it was their own goal. So that would have given him confidence, and he'll be wanting to show his worth against SuperSport United tonight.
There's a reason why I think Gavin wanted Morris in his team. I mean, you saw the goal supplied by Ndlovu. It's a cross coming in. That's typical Gavin approach, into the game. He wants to play with strikers, your typical number 9, so to speak. We know he's this type of ball game. And I think this is what you're going to see. You have a Nokovic, you have a Saile there, who also are, they've got presence in the box.
Ex-Kaizer Chiefs.
Ex-Kaizer Chiefs. So they'll be looking to play either long balls, we'll see long, maybe second balls going down the wings, using more of their width. But you don't have a Maseko, you don't have a Rapport who's going to bring in the crosses. I think this is what he's building towards, Gavin Hunt.
Yeah, this is Saile's goal. I think this is in the Nedbank Cup. A little bit fortuitous there, but the goal is a goal, and showing that he can be acrobatic as well. And Saile, like his size, his speed, he's going to cause problems for defenses. He might not be the most lethal because at the time against for Kaizer Chiefs, they were looking for goals. They brought him in for goals. He wasn't bringing goals, but I think there's definitely a dynamic where they would have looked at him and said, listen, he's quick. He's got a bit of a drop of the shoulder. He's got some skill in his locker, So I think that's what Gavin Hunt is looking to unearth, and maybe he can bring out the best of Saile.
Maybe bring out the best in a Christian Saile. Well, for the first time this evening, we're going to go live to the FNB Stadium at the Calabash, because between these two sides, for the past 30 meetings, there haven't been a draw. So we should be in for what should be an intriguing contest. We do have a Simply Carol for us there pitch side. A very good evening to you, Carol. Just give us the latest in terms of team news, but also the atmosphere. Kaizer Chiefs needing to get that momentum and hoping to do it at home at the FNB Stadium.
For the past 13 meetings, there haven't been a draw. So we should...
Well, plenty of action when it comes to the league tonight, but extra excitement between this fixture, because you take a look at historically encounters between Kaizer Chiefs as well as SuperSport United have always seen enterprising football from both sides and have always been extremely competitive, meeting for a 58th time in the PSL era and a third time this season. These are two sides that know each other really well and have remnants of each, of course, in the lineup. Players that donned the other color jersey last season. So it really makes for an interesting encounter with a lot of subplots. Now, what has been on everyone's lips has been the atmospheric conditions. A lot of precipitation all across the country. We've been given a slight reprieve right now, but there is a possibility and a chance of the rain resuming a little bit later on. But right now, the rain has stopped, but obviously it will have an effect. The constant rain that we've been experiencing since last week will have an effect in terms of the pitch. Now, the good news is that this is a world-class pitch with the Deso Grassmaster that is anchoring the fresh grass as well. So it should hold up, but this will definitely be a test because this encounter is expected to be a really, really fiery one. We make a proper positive turn in terms of their fortune. SuperSport United, they've had the better results in this duel and are hoping that historically and that history is going to buoy them into getting the results that they need. They have been very lean up front in terms of the number of goals scored, just 7 so far this season. So that's certainly an element that they need to improve. Their shot conversion, they have been creating the opportunities, the chances have been there. And once again, they're saying they're doing all of the right things and are just looking for a little bit of lady luck to give them the positive results. But with the history of this matchup, they feel that today could be the day when they could do that. Both sides have made 2 changes from their previous league encounters. I like to compare apples to apples. So 2 changes from their previous league encounters, but if you wanted to go into the cup game, it's the self-same there as well. So the coaches will just elaborate a little bit more in terms of their approach coming into this particular encounter, which they both think is going to be a tough one. Just a quick one in terms of our lineup here at Soccer City. In commentary, we've got none other than Thabiso Tema marshalling the English commentary, and he's joined by William Shongwe. Zulu, ZZ Masondo, best of the best. And in terms of Sotho commentary, it's none other than Tepo Maimani as well. So a really, really great team as well, standing by for an enterprising and really exciting encounter. Perfect one as well for the neutral, because we are expecting a hatful of goals. The last 13 games between these two sides have produced goals. Let's hope it will be the self-same situation tonight.
Thank you very much, Simply Carol. Looking stunning, as always, and we hope that the rain, of course, will just hold off so that we can enjoy some scintillating of football out at the FNB Stadium. Yes, when the two teams met in the Carling knockout, it was a Kaizer Chiefs, a victory 4-0 to them, but 6 days later, it was SuperSport United in the league that got the 1-0 victory. So if you want to put that side to side, you'd say it is all square heading into this one. Let's hear what both coaches had to say ahead of this one. Coach Nazruddin Nabi of Kaizer Chiefs and Gavin Hunt of SuperSport United.
Coach, it seems as if you are struggling today, but you are here.
Coach, on a comme l'impression que vous souffrez un peu, mais vous êtes là quand même aujourd'hui.
Oui, malheureusement, nous avons attrapé un virus, presque tout le staff technique. Moi, hier, donc c'est récent, c'est un peu dur. Cédric, il y a 2 jours, et même Khalil aussi, il est souffrant, mais on est là parce que nous avons une responsabilité. On est là, c'est pas important. Le plus important, qu'on passe pas la maladie aux joueurs.
So unfortunately, we caught a bug 2 or 3 days ago, myself and my technical staff, Khalil and Cedric as well. But the most important thing is that we are here, and then we also avoid, obviously, to transmit the disease to the players.